let's move on to Laser Girl. Now, I've not got her. She's at level 21. She has more hit. She has less hit points than Mummy, more hit points than Elo. Pretty high attack though. Just base attack is 64. She has Laser Pulse that happens at 12 bounces. If you played the single player campaign, there are these owls that shoot like a laser beam out of their eyes, and they will go across the entire field, and it doesn't care about obstacles, and it's pretty ridiculous. Actually, it hurts. It hurts pretty well. So I can see that being very useful. Friendly hero who touches Laser Girl gets shield. That is interesting. Is that the same shield that Wizgrump gets? Because it reads like it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Because and that's at level 4. But I mean, you got to understand that you're going to be paying at least 500,000 to get to level 4 on that girl. But that's kind of ridiculous, right? It's like a friendly hero who touches Laser Girl. Not that doesn't mean that she just bounces into them, but that hero could bounce into her and she gets a shield. That sounds pretty remarkable, actually. Like,
I don't know if I read it that way. I
go
think
ahead.
it would only be on other people. That would be my guess. Because I mean, looking at her, she seems almost like a Wizard 2.0 to me all around. I mean,
Yeah.
high damage, relatively low hit points. I'm thinking that it's basically just a trade-off there, where she's not going to last long in the matches. I think you can shield up your allies probably and protect them, but she's going to be high damage and not going to last all that long. That's, I mean, again, totally speculation. Have you encountered anyone with her yet? I think right now there's one guy in the whole world who has her unlocked potentially.
No, not
Maybe.
really. Like I said, I haven't played a lot of multiplayer since anybody unlocked her, but I, you could be right. The hit points are heavier than a lot of the other characters, especially Wizgrump. Um, but her damage isn't nearly as high as Wizgrump. Like, I my Wizgrump at level 11, and he does 90 damage, whereas you get her at level 1, and she does 64.
That's true.
It's just the laser pulse. So the laser pulse is nasty, and if you get her hero ability to give your friendly units a shield would be pretty damn cool.
Hmm.
But we'll see. It sounds like somebody I'd definitely test.
Right.
Not somebody that I'd be like, yeah, certainly, but it sounds certainly worthy of testing.
Right.
So Zalazam, okay. There's another guy. Once again, right now there's some guy who spent like at least probably I'd have to say $1,000, who's got who's got almost all the characters, if not all. I haven't checked him out lately, but he's got this guy, and he uses him. Now this dude is a tank. 1,000 hit points on level 1, 65 attack, just as much as Laser Girl. He has Hat Trick Split, which, what's it say here? Splits into 3 hats shot in different directions. So it kind of seems like the
Yeah, a little bit like minimum,
Mummy.
maybe.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But you don't know how much damage they do. Don't really give you the numbers. When defeated, his hero ability is really interesting. Respawns with full combo counter. What? Like, so he gets to use that ability again? How much health does he come back with?
Yeah, that. I mean, that would be the interesting part. If he comes back with full health, then
Good
it doesn't
point.
even matter what his hero power is. He's probably
Right?
the
Yeah.
most powerful. I mean, he's a
Well,
tank, but it has to be a percentage or something like that.
what you would do essentially is you'd have the healer, right?
Hmm.
And you would just have her hero ability and hopefully just attack with Zalazam. I can't imagine Zalazam dying before the healer just due to hit points alone, but to have him come back and you could heal him up to a few hundred hit points would be fantastic. But yeah, but he unlocks. He's the second to last hero at level 24. Um, yeah, he's just so heavy in the hit point department, and I see at the later levels more and more people using heavy hit point character or heroes. They just want that. They want to make sure because a lot of times it's just in these games, multiplayer does come down to how long you can last, and with people bouncing around as much as you are, because you can essentially, a hero ability is great, but when you can effectively make two, three, four, even 6 bounces against a character, that's going to trump, and you can do that on every single turn. It's going to trump the effectiveness of the hero ability. And, you got to kind of keep in mind that, these characters eventually will be doing 70 to 100 damage per hit. So having the more hit points ensures that your characters aren't going to die so quickly. And this guy having so much right off the bat, that's pretty awesome. And I can see him being very utilized in the later levels just from hit points alone.
Yeah, agreed on all counts. Like that kind of tankiness is. It seems like between the hero power and his tankiness, just speculating on how the hero power works at this point, he will kind of be a lot like Minimum. Is just the ability to, have an okay hero power, but the hero ability will make him amazing, and the high health pool will kind of make you want to bring him to your team. So I could
Yeah.
see it.
So going on the last hero, Lumini, Lumimi, whatever. Um, he's a tank, biggest tank in the game right off the bat. 1,200 hit points almost, 57 attack. Which if you look down the line, he has a little bit less than Laser Girl, around the same as Zalazam. Still well under where the wizard would be at this point in the game. Uh, his ability is Snow Fight, which hurls snowballs to a targeted area, does random damage. Now, nobody in the game so far has got this, and that's fine. It's not even been a week that it's been out. Uh, but hurls snowballs to a targeted area, does random damage. Takes 14 bounces. It just seems like a Whizgrum kind of thing, except you don't actually know how much damage it's going to do. So it could be crippling or it could be nothing. I don't know. It really just depends on where the medium is. Is it like 20 to 80 damage, or is it 40 to 60? Uh, to see where that went. It's a relatively high bounce count to get there too. The other thing, his hero ability is when his combo counter fills with ice shards, or when his combo counter fills, ice shards rain down from the sky. Once again, you're not sure if it's a full map, if it's a random area thing, if it's anywhere even near an opponent, but it unlocks at level 3. So that's really kind of quick on that. But also have to understand that unlocking level 3 probably means it takes at least 750,000 to a million gold to pull that off. So, yeah. What are your thoughts, Ben?
Eh, there's probably too many variables at this point. I think it's kind of surprising that both of the last two heroes look like they're tanks. I don't know. I'm almost wondering if maybe the hero health pools start to scale a little bit more crazily, and one of those two isn't actually as tanky as they look. Because I mean, at the point where you unlock Lou Me or whatever his name is, her name, I don't know. At the point where you unlock her, that's XP level 27. I mean, we don't know exactly what kind of health pools our characters are going to have, but 1100 health or 1200 health rather might not actually be that much when you compare it to, I'm only at XP level 18 and Mini Mummy already has 880 HP. So I, it's hard to say exactly what those relative numbers are going to be like at that point. Um, but it is weird to me that they both look tanky, and I mean both of his abilities really you have to see them to know what they do. I'm wondering if the snowball fight is. It says it does random damage. I I'm wondering if that's like the. It says a targeted area and does random damage. Is it going to be like a explosion that does a random radius size, or is it going to be a random number of hits? Maybe like he throws 1 to 3 snowballs, or in what way is that random? It's hard to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables on that one.
Yeah, you really have no idea. So it could be really powerful, it could be really mediocre. It's too early to say. I think the ice shards rain from the sky thing sounds potentially really interesting, but again, I mean, we have no idea how it works. Um,
Hmm.
but it could be really cool. Um, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Maybe we'll have to update our video and do a review of the last couple once those have been unlocked. But
So, that kind of wraps up our little hero thing. But to kind of give you some more information on numbers, I'm looking at the guy who spent a great deal of money. He's at level 24, probably about three-fourths of the way to 25. So I'm looking at his characters here. Zalazam, who's level 3, he went up about 200 hit points. He's at 1230. Elo, which is interesting, who's level 6, is around 1,000 hit points. The Mini Mummy is around 1,200 at level 8. Adventure Boy at level 13 is only around 800. So you will eventually outlevel Adventure Boy no matter what. Um, Wiz Grump at level 13 has 380 hit points, extremely glass cannon, but 119 attack. So by far and away the highest damage character in the game. Like there is no contest there. Princess Pal, 600 hit points at level 11, 93 attack. She actually gets up there on attack. It scales up really well for her. Captain Smash, almost 90 attack at level 10. The little Buster barrel guy, dynamite guy, 600 hit points, 700 or 75 attack. So he's definitely a bit glassy too. Laser Girl at level 4 has 750 hit points with 85 attack. So yeah, it really does kind of seem like all in all, Elo is the character. Like she is heals, she has a decent moderate attack, but she gets kind of tanky. She does, and you want to get her there because she's just so damn useful.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting. The Wiz Grump, the second character in the game, will always have more attack than anybody else at the appropriate levels.
Yep.
Just by at least 20 so far as I can see. At least. But yeah. So that's kind of our little write up or review on the heroes of the game. Uh, and hopefully you get in there, you try it out. I'm not sure when this is going to be out on the US store, probably not for a while. But either way, the game is pretty polished. Feels pretty good. Very few bugs that I've seen. And the multiplayer, these things that we've talked about, hopefully will give you a little bit more of an advantage or at least get you to plan out. But I will say that this is a very, very intricate little game. It's cool stuff going on, and it's worth checking out when it does come out. So we're going to be doing a lot more videos on how the game works, what you can do with it, and kind of our reviews and perspective on everything in the game. So come back, and we'll see you later.
Yeah. Check it out.